he's very, very quick with shooting. And I think it was the most quickest experience for me to be on a film set and shoot and come back home and also have me time. So it was a lot of fun, and he's a very, very funny person. He has a great sense of humor. This is our job. We have to eventually move out and we have to make films and we have to do all of this and make our livelihood. So I think eventually you have to be smart about it and responsible about it, really, because it's made for a theatrical experience. It's a spectacular film. I've seen the movie and it's looking beautiful and brilliantly made. And I'm not just saying it because I'm in it, but I think for me also to see Ranbir Kapoor in that part, as that part in that role, is very refreshing.
Firstly, Vani, welcome to Pinkvilla. It's lovely having you here.
Thank you.
So Vani, after Shuddh Desi Romance, War, and basically this is your first film outside YRF. Could you tell us how did you come on board Bell Bottom, the journey of bagging this role?
I think how I got Bell Bottom, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was, I once met Akshay sir in a studio and we spoke for a while, and I think he's a person about a lot of vibes and energy and all. And he'd seen 2 of my films which he really liked, and he told me he loved me in Befikre and in War. And but I was approached by the producers of Pooja Entertainment. I was approached by Pooja Entertainment, and they told me that there's a big film, and it's opposite Akshay sir, and the content of the film they told me, and then I heard the story and everything, and just said yes in the midst of pandemic, and it was like very quick, and then we went shooting for it in the midst of it at the peak of the pandemic to Glasgow. We came back, we shot it in for me, I was there for a month, and then we came back. It was a very fast paced how do you say, the whole thing went in very fast and shot fast, came back fast, and now the movie, it's the first one to come out.
Correct.
So it's been
Correct. And how was the experience of working with Akshay Kumar? Could you tell us some anecdotes from the sides of Bell Bottom?
He's very approachable as an actor. He's as a person also, he's extremely approachable. Be it on set, off set, even while we were shooting, I had the opportunity to or if I felt that I wanted to approach a scene in a certain way, or if I wanted to give my inputs or my feedback, it was always welcomed, so they always gave me that room to explore. And otherwise also, I think he's such a supportive person, in general, because I'm somebody who would do the work and come back and be in my room and watch my TV, have my me time, eat my meals alone, and go off to sleep for the next day. He's somebody who's very, okay, let's sit together, have dinner together, everybody, the Deepshika, Jackie, Vashu sir, Pooja auntie, Akshay, his entire family, all of us, we used to all sit together, have a meals together. Then we used to play games like Mafia and all, till late and all. So I think it was such a breezy time shooting with him, and that man shoots only for I think those many hours, and then the rest of the evening can be free because we start really early. So he's very, very quick with shooting, and I think it was the most quickest experience for me to be on a film set and shoot and come back home and also have me time. So it was a lot of fun, and he's a very, very funny person. He has a great sense of humor. It felt very easy. I was very much at ease shooting for the film.
Correct. Like you said, the shoots used to be early in the morning, and Akshay is known to actually start early in the day. Was that difficult? Because otherwise film shoots usually start later in the day. That's what we keep hearing, and this one actually starts early in the morning. So
I used to hope every day, because I'm not a morning person at all, and I used to be oh, I really hope he snoozes and he just misses out, or maybe the time changes. I wish, but strangely, we not every single day we started very early. There were times when we had a call time for 10 a.m., 11 a.m., which is very fine for me. It's okay. But I could do night shifts better than early morning shifts. I like 9 a.m. shifts more. But we used to usually end up starting. We used to start our shoots around 9 a.m. something. So that was relatively okay. It wasn't so bad.
Right. And like you said, this was actually the first film to be shot after the first wave of actually when the first wave was actually just subsiding and you started shooting for Bell Bottom, what motivated you, or what was your thoughts in your mind when this schedule was planned?
I think, at the back of your mind, you're always nervous because you're going to a different country altogether. God forbid if somebody falls sick, how do you come back to your country? And the kind of safety measures that were being taken, that still gave us a sense of relief. But yeah, your family always worries for you, and you always have it at the back of your head. The paranoia was even more supreme, far more than what it is today, I believe. It's basically not knowing. It's the unknown that terrifies you. But they really the producers and Akshay Kumar and everybody, they've taken such good care of how it's being shot. And we were all we were made to quarantine for 14 days. Then we all were put into a like a safety bubble, like a bubble, getting our tests done regularly 2 to 3 times in a week, following all protocols. And you kind of tend to then regain your confidence. And also Glasgow is not a very densely populated city, you have enough space, it's very spaced out, so you feel like, okay, you're in the nature, in the midst of nature, and you can shoot it fast. So it was very well managed.
Correct. And after completing Bell Bottom, when you jumped into Chandigarh Ka Aashiqui, were you like a pro with all the COVID protocols and everything? Because that was like the first film to
that was in Chandigarh. Again, I think that was also, we're lucky that we all came back in good health and nothing happened. But it was very scary initially. But I think once it took off, then you just tend to focus on the work aspect, and then you try to, because even today we are still in the midst of pandemic. We are all working. People have started going out for work, and people have started. That's what you do for your livelihood, no? So this is our job. We have to eventually move out, and we have to make films, and we have to do all of this and make our livelihood. So I think eventually you just have to be smart about it and responsible about it. But then you take your chances, and you eventually move on with your work and your life.
And as an actor, which is that genre that excites you the most? You have done a rom-com like a Befikri, you have been a part of an action film like War, or a thriller like Bell Bottom, and of course there has been a earthy romantic film like Shuddh Desi Romance as well. What is that space that excites you the most as an actor?
Every space. I think for an actor, the biggest blessing is when you can do all kinds of genres and excel in them, or and be accepted by the audience in them. And one doesn't want to restrict themselves. I don't want to at least restrict myself and kind of box myself in a certain kind of a role that I can do. I love the fact that in Shuddh Desi, I was playing a girl who was from the outskirts of Jaipur, not even a proper Jaipur girl, a very desi girl. And then in Befikri, I was a completely different contrast to it, this girl who thinks and talks and believes she's French, and she's born and brought up in a country like Paris, to a girl in War who's very rooted, but is also very from a metropolitan city, to this. And then you have a Chandigarh Ka Aashiqui, then you have a Shamshera, which is a period drama, which takes you back to a world which has not been explored, at least not by me as an actor, nor has Ranbir. I think for both of us, it's our first film like this. It's very exciting. I'm just hoping I can do something or the other new. It's giving me opportunities, and I just want to keep exploring.
And could you tell us something about Abhishek Gattu's world and the experience of working with him and Ayushmann, who is known to be a king of content? Everything he touches turns gold, actually. So could you tell us something about Chandigarh Ka Aashiqui, the world, and the experience of working with the two names?
Yeah, no, they're so good at their work, in their work. Gattu also, I've been a huge fan of his work. I loved Kai Poche. I've loved all his films, actually. There's a special, there's a special something in the kind of performances he gets out of his actors. And I respect that a lot, because that really means that a filmmaker is putting and investing so much time and energy into making sure that one is giving out their best. So he's not going to take until he feels more than 100% that it's right for my film, and this is the kind of this is what will work for my film. He'll never take it easy when it comes to that. He's always going to push you more to do your best and be your best. And he's a dream filmmaker to work with for any actor because he'll always push your boundaries. And the kind of film that he's made, I don't think has been, at least the way he's projecting, and he's the world that he's created and the kind of outlook that he has for this story is not been explored before in Hindi cinema. At least I've not seen it, and it's very refreshing. And yeah, Ayushmann, again, like, he's known for his content-driven films, and he has a knack for finding the best of the best. He's a prolific artist. He's not just an actor, but he's also a musician. He has a great sense of scripts. He has a great sense of what works, what doesn't work. He finds the most eclectic parts and the most unique ones, and that has his own charm. So you feel like, okay, you're in safe territory when you know that he's kind of in it. And for me, it was great. I mean, he keeps it real, and he's one of the real actors who keeps it very real. So there's I don't think I've ever seen him ham or do anything which is not rooted. Like, he keeps his he's a very good actor, of course, needless to say that.
And last couple of questions. There is this OTT medium has come up very strongly over the last year and a half, ever since the COVID pandemic has started. Are you open to exploring something in the OTT space? Because there are so many actors who are now switching to web series and everything as well.
I am 100%, but I'm just hoping that there's a good content and a great filmmaker where, a good filmmaker, good content is what you need, irrespective of what platform it's on. And even on OTT, it's not, audiences they've been exposed to global cinema. So, you can't just put anything on it and make it work. Yeah. There's a certain kind of, and there's a strong like and dislike on OTT platform as well. There's a big chunk of audience and a big segment which kind of, knows, they're very smart about, and they're very, how do you say, they're very aware of having strong likes and dislikes to the content. So yeah, like I said, you cannot put just something average on it, So I'm hoping that there's something more than average that I can get, like something really good and exciting. And yeah, hopefully you'll see me then.
Correct. And last question, you work with Ranveer in Befikre. You are working with Ranveer in Shamshera. Both of them are considered to be the finest actors of this generation, the Gen Next actors.
Yeah.
Could you tell us how is it working with them, who have such different approaches to acting? Ranveer is known to be full of energy. Ranveer is known to be someone who is very subtle. And you have worked with both of them. So how is it?
They both tune their energies depending on the role. But yeah, I think they both are brilliant in their own ways. So there's no comparison because they both are acing their game and they're both fabulous actors. And I think I've only learned from the both, on many subliminal levels. I think I've only understood more and observed more and tried to incorporate that in my life, in my profession. And I have great regard and respect for both of them. So there's no comparison as such, but yeah, they both are brilliant in their own ways, And
anything happening on Shamshera release plans? Like, when can we expect it to come? Because
when things can fully normalize, hopefully, because it's made for a theatrical experience. It's a spectacular film. I've seen the movie and it's looking beautiful and brilliantly made. And I'm not just saying it because I'm in it, but I think for me also to see Ranbir Kapoor in that part, as that part in that role is very refreshing. And I loved Karan Malhotra's Agnipath, and also, I've been his fan of that kind of film. He's made a film which provides entertainment for all segments of people and all kinds of audiences. And I think the makers are waiting it out till the time when everything can normalize and one can have 100% occupancy, because that kind of film does require a theatrical experience.
Correct. Any last things on Bell Bottom before signing off?
Please go ahead and watch it. Get yourself vaccinated first and go watch the movie. It's a great film. It's It's a very interesting and a gripping story, and then you have Akshay Kumar in it. Please go watch it.
Thank you so much, Vani. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Bye.